Okay, so in case you didn't know, Instagram is rolling out an update called like Instagram Plus, and you can pay $3.99 for like a bunch of what I would call parasocial features. And I'm gonna list a few of those parasocial features, right? So one of them is basically you have story preview, which allows you to view stories anonymously. So if you're already so deep into being quote unquote like untraceable when looking at people's profiles and looking at people's accounts, you can pay for that now. You can pay to look at someone's story anonymously, right? You can search viewer list. So if you want to know if a specific person is watching your story, you can search to see if they see it, which is like if somebody also pays for it and they view it anonymously, like do they still appear anonymous, or since you pay, do you now see them? Too many questions, a lot of bullshit. You can see how many times somebody rewatched your story, which I feel like is the most like it's like super weird, and I'm not really I know I'm not the only person that thinks that it's super weird that Instagram is rolling out this ability for you to see how many times people are doing these things or how many times they're watching your stories or whatever the case may be. And like I feel like this is already kind of telling me who I am as a person, even though I already knew who I was. This shit makes me not even really want to like use the app in like a weird way, because what do you mean like being anonymous on the internet? Like you already have an account. What's the point? Like I'm already somebody who like finds it a tad weird when people like turn off their read receipts, and you can always tell because like they'll text you and it doesn't say like the red thing, which even having a read receipt is already like, what do you need that for either? But I always notice it when people like specifically have it turned off. Like you don't want people knowing when you read like their text and everything like that. And I feel like this is already telling me to go through with like the thing I've been wanting to do, which is like legitimately really go like analog in a way and not really use the internet so much. Like I feel like I already use it too much anyway. Just with like posting like on YouTube, like already with like creating like content and stuff like that in a sense, and like posting YouTube videos. I feel like doing this is like already a lot. And then when you add in this Instagram Plus feature, like this shit is it's super weird. Cause like a few weeks ago, I made a video talking about a situation on Twitter where people were literally talking about story likes, and how it became such a big deal. And like I realized, like yeah, like story likes is ruining this era, this generation, and the next one that's coming up. And what's gonna do it again is this Instagram Plus feature bullshit, which is gonna make you more chronically online. And I'm realizing that there's gonna be a subsection of people who are severely, like severely chronically online. And I feel like in the past, like especially when I was unemployed, in the past, I feel like I was in that hole of being chronically online, like just believing everything that's online is real life, but it's truly not. And I feel like there's a section of people who have jobs, who go to school, who go to college, but they are still chronically online. And I feel like the more I'm on like social media and stuff like that, I feel like I'm drifting into that like section of people. And that to me is like the scariest thing in the world because the internet really is not a real place. It doesn't fucking exist. When you're in the real world, you realize how much of that shit does not fucking matter. And you also realize just how many other people are truly stuck and trapped online. Like they're not in real conversations. They're not really having actual human to human connections or conversations. It's just bleh. It's just a lot of bullshit. There was more I wanted to say too. And I realized more I don't subscribe to these shenanigans. I don't subscribe to the idea that a story like is like so important and it's such a big deal whether it's in a relationship or just being out in the real world, but you see something on a story and you just click the like on a story. I don't believe in that being such a big deal. And now that you have this Instagram Plus feature where you can basically just be anonymous without being anonymous online, like you can basically do that. There's like certain features on the Instagram Plus feature where I can see where if you're a creator and you're trying to like gain more reach, I can see how it would be somewhat useful. Like one of the features is you can make your story like the priority story that people see. So like if you have Instagram, you know that there's like a row of stories like next to yours and all that. You can basically make yours like the first story that people see, or maybe it'll be the second or third if other people have the subscription. But if you're a regular fucking person, if you are a regular goddamn person, like you really don't have any use for it unless, right? Unless you are so chronically online and you are so deep into this flirting game or the game in general when it comes to like dating that you need to like see if people are actually viewing your story or if certain people that you want to see is like viewing your story. And I feel like it goes back to just like you gotta just be real and be realistic. Like if this person, because that's all it is, it's all dating, it's all cheating, that's all this shit is. At the end of the day, that's all this shit is. And these apps know it. These apps know that that's all it is. It's all dating, talking stages, rosters, and cheating. That's it. So if you have like these things happening, like what do you do when you see it? Like if somebody you want is constantly rewatching your story, what do you do with that information? Like what do you do with it? What do you do with this information now that you know that this person rewatched your story like 7 times? What do you do with that? Or if they've rewatched it 70 times, what do you do with that information? If this is a person that you're interested in and you out here triple texting, but they rewatching your story 67 times, like there's nothing you can do with that. Absolutely nothing. Because if they want to talk to you, they're going to talk to you. If they're not fucking talking to you, they probably do not fucking like you. And I'm realizing that that's really just the bigger scope, is that people don't want to accept the truth with this dating, with these talking stages. That's it. And with this rollout, with this feature coming around, I'm thinking to myself, I definitely don't want to be a part of this shit. I do not want to subscribe to the bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? That was like the main reason I made a new Instagram account back in like 2020. Like I realized out of like the 900 something people that followed me, I only actively communicated with like 15 of these fucking people. I only communicated with like 15 of these people that followed me, maybe like 20 to 25 if I'm considering like maybe family or something like that. But I only really communicate with like this many people. And now, I think I have like 60 some followers on there now. As far as like regularly communicating with people that are like, quote unquote, that are like, friends, I regularly speak to like, I think I can count them all on my hand. Like I regularly speak to like 5 friends, and this isn't including like family members or nothing like that. I actively communicate with 5 something people, and I'm comfortable with that. Like I'm comfortable with having only like 60 something people that actively keep up with me. I'm cool with that shit. I don't need to know how many times a motherfucker is rewatching my story. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if with the search feature, it's like specifically so you can like, if you have like hundreds of followers and you getting like hundreds of views on your story or something like that, they know that you don't want to have to scroll through all the way to the bottom to see a certain person. They know you would rather the accessibility to just type in their ad and look if to see if they watched your story. My nigga, if they don't make an effort to talk to you, they don't fucking like you. This is a truth that that I had to accept multiple times. And it fucking hurts. You feel me? I get it. But if they're not talking to you, they don't really fucking like you. If they're saving you for later, if they putting you in their back pocket, if they're waiting in a few years after I'm done having fun, I'll talk to this motherfucker. They don't actually like you then either. They're just settling, and you're not somebody to be settled for. So don't subscribe to the bullshit. I know I'm not. I'm not paying Instagram this money. Fuck these niggas. I wasn't paying Twitter back when they did that Twitter blue bullshit. Fuck these niggas. Fuck Elon. I'm not doing that. Even doing this is enough. But listen, if you pay for that shit, you in too fucking deep. I ain't gonna lie, you in too deep if you paying for it. But everybody got their thing, I guess. I'ma holla at y'all on the flip. I just wanted to talk about this shit. Y'all take it easy. Stay safe. Breathe oxygen. Touch some grass. Be breezy.